Hefty's the name, shiny hunting's my game. Gotta catch 'em all, nothing's ever the same. With my trusty football, I'm always on the spree. No shiny can escape, they all come to me. Shiny after shiny, it's never enough. I'm on a quest, and it can get rough. From Pallet Town to Johto and beyond, I'm the shiny hunter, the bond is strong. I've caught 'em all, every shiny you can name. Kanto region, Johto region, I've conquered the game. Hefty is the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks. I conquered the game. Hefty's the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Welcome on in. What's going on, Brandon? Dragonic, Big Cheese Thrifts. Glad you could all make it. Stallone, I'm making a movie about composers. I'm playing Vivaldi. Van Damme, I'll be Mozart. Schwarzenegger, stop it, guys. I'm not saying it. Nice. I like that, Brandon. That one made me think for a couple minutes before stream. I had to read that one a few times before it clicked, but that's a good one. Do I think Tony Soprano ever got too overwhelmed at a mafia meeting in an Italian restaurant that he picked up his dinner and ate it in the stall of the men's bathroom? Probably so. I would imagine that had to have happened at least once. So, guys, today I'm hoping that we can finally put to rest this Audino hunt. We have two Pokemon left for this challenge, Audino and Aerodactyl. We've been trying off and on for Audino for quite a while. I think that ultimately this is the best way to do it is in a Friend Safari in Pokemon X and Y. I do have it all set up. The spawn rate for Audino is 50-50, so he could possibly phase on a Teddiursa, but who doesn't like shiny Teddiursa, right? So I'm okay with that. So here we go. In fact, there's Teddiursa right there. Football Goat, what is going on? Good to see ya. Welcome on in. I should have set up a counter for the Teddiursa too. I'm realizing that now. But it's too late. Alright, there's our first Audino, not shiny. If we do happen to get this Audino early today, we'll go back to Aerodactyl in Ultra Sun. So how is everybody's week? What did you all get up into? Tell me good stuff. There's another Audino. Transition Maker, what's going on? Good to see you. Kiro, what is up? Today begins the Cram Clash event in Pogo at 10 a.m. and tomorrow's Mother's Day and Palmy Community Day. I know, I'm a little disappointed they did a Community Day on Mother's Day. That means I'm going to have to leave my poor mother alone for like an hour. And I saw that sub count went up to 2089. If that was you, please let me know so I can say thank you. We do have a modest sub goal today of 2095. I think it's funny that we went from 0 to Kiro just like that. That's what I'm saying, shinies. You were allowed to go to work and be an adult. Officer Matthew let you go to work and be an adult. That's nice, Brandon. I'm glad to hear that. And good morning, shinies. Yeah, what is Shiny Lick? Do I want to know what Shiny Lick is? Or Shiny Lick? And Dragonic, thank you for the 100% Shiny Lick. I appreciate that. So the odds of this hunt, for those of you that don't know, is 1 in 512. It's the same odds as a Masuda hunt. The difference being is that the encounters are a lot faster than hatching eggs. It's also 1 in 512 regardless if you have the shiny charm or not. However, you can't access Friend Safaris until after the main storyline's done anyway, so it's kind of a little bit of a moot point. Eric, what's going on? Good morning, my friend. You think I can hit 2.1 today, shinies? Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to get too full of myself. When you check to see if the shiny gold coin is real by licking it. Ah, that makes sense. Who is the real not so, Eric or Jerry? I think both of them are not so real. Boobot, what's going on, Boobot Pilago? You have a birthday lunch to go to today, and you've been plugging away at Andor, but you fell asleep last episode. You have to rewatch. I haven't started it yet. This week was just crazy trying to get ready for Mom to come in, so I'm now 9 episodes behind because for some reason they're releasing 3 episodes a week. Do they not know what they're doing to my schedule? Hopefully this weekend I can start that. Let's see what Kiro's Audi's got going on today. Hero, your Audi owns the entire collection of American Pie movies. That's impressive. There's a lot of them. If you include not just the mainline series, but also all the spin-offs, that's a lot of movies. Thank you for the shiny duck, Brandon. That's very helpful. Surprisingly mellow it is. I like that they are dropping the show 3 at a time, but also gives you big anxiety. It's just, it makes it tough for me to try and keep up. Not that I've really tried too hard to keep up thus far. That's on me. Nidoking and Nidoqueen Orangutans can be shiny and the debut of King Gambit. I heard that King Gambit you need to win, what is it, like 10 or 20 raids against a steel type or dark type. That's going to take some time. You're craving Cleveland spaghetti. I can understand why. Merlin being extra chatty today. Well, good morning, Merlin. Shinies, did you look into that, what I texted you last night? Because I went and checked around, and I was still able to access comments on other people's shorts, but I was not able to access comments not only on that particular short, but any of your shorts. Slowpoke, good day to you, my friend. Ban orange, is that a crossover between a banana and an orange? Or are you saying that we should just ban the color orange? It's turned on? Weird. Weird. I thought, like, after I started checking other shorts of yours, I thought it was just, like, my account or my phone. But then I went to other people's shorts, and I could access comments easily. And that counters up to 20 and 90, getting us one closer to our sub goal of the day. Going to look at cars today. Don't want to rush it, but need one today. You don't want to rush it, but you need one today. Well, I hope you find one, Eric. I know it can be very frustrating not having, car access when you need it. If you smells what The Rock is cooking, welcome on in Dwayne The Rock Johnson, legendary wrestler, legendary actor, legendary eyebrow. Welcome on in. Clink, hello, good to see you. And Bob Smith, hello, welcome in. That sub gets up to 2091. You guys are absolutely killing it. When you use a Q-tip, do you use it dry or do you wet it? Dry? Are you supposed to wet it? I've never wet it before. Is that a thing? Have I been Q-tipping wrong this entire time? Clink, thank you for the sub, and indeed, welcome to the party, pal. Could be, Brandon. Could be, but maybe that's a little too personal of a question. I don't know. There's another Audino that's not shiny. We're looking for that beautiful purple Audino. Subcat's up to 2092. What is even going on here? You guys are crushing it. I think it's tribe. You've seen disturbing trends and also just curious. Yeah, I've never even heard of wetting a Q-tip before using it. Also, I guess it depends on what you're using the Q-tip for. Bob Smith, thank you for the sub. I know you're not supposed to use Q-tips for the things that I typically use Q-tips for, so I don't know. I'm just doing everything wrong. What to eat for lunch? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. 5525, you got 2 shiny Paradox Pokemon, no shiny charm. Good job, Dragonic. 100 Dwayne The Rock Johnsons versus 10 Silverback Gorillas. No contest. No contest. We all know how that would go. What is Cleveland Spaghetti? You're going to have to ask Shinies that, Amber. Because he made a reference to Cleveland Spaghetti to me yesterday, and I didn't respond because I didn't want to admit that I didn't know what that meant. When he mentioned Cleveland, without context yesterday, I was thinking of something else, but I don't think that's what he was referring to. Ears. Yeah, apparently you're not supposed to use Q-tips for ears. They say that's bad. I say, well, then what am I supposed to stick in there? 100,000 silverback gorillas versus the entire U.S. government. Oh, we all know how that would go. You're asking for a friend, you know what it is? Yeah. Definitely. Your brain does not go pig. All right, we're doing pretty good. I was testing this out last night. For some reason, I got an overwhelmingly large amount of Teddy Ursa. It made me a little nervous, but I know, Cheese. Sometimes I just like to mess with your brain for no reason other than it makes me laugh. I know that you're saying PG. I feel like we're getting a pretty even balance of Audino right now. In fact, I think we might actually be higher on the Audino than the Teddy Ursa, so that makes me happy. 10 Gorillas versus 1 T800 Terminator. I think we all know how that would go. No contest. I'm just teasing you, Cheese. I tease you because I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't bother teasing you. I'd just ignore you. New Pogo event is great. I'm looking forward to participating here in a few hours. We might even do some backyard checks while we're opening packs. See if I get an early shiny. It's a Terminator. It terminates, so T800 Terminator. That is definitely one of the two options. Yada yada, Lego on the floor, yada yada. Oh yeah, Cheese, I saw your message this morning. I'm sorry about that. Or I guess no, last night. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you last night. Yesterday was crazy between work and then mom getting in. I think I still have a couple of DMs I need to reply to. Like, I know I owe a reply to Old Nintendo Dude. Lego on the floor, don't step on it, that's right. It's a Lego on the dance floor. Something, 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 DJ. Da, 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 da. Who saw Saltburn? That was a good family movie. Nice, wholesome couple hours. You know, screen record because of Instagram. Thank you, Cheese. That's very kind of you. That way I get the full effect instead of missing the first half of it because I have to click out of a whole bunch of pop-ups and turn the volume on. Only rough thing is getting a female Combi for the collection challenge. Oh, is that part of the collection challenge? Is a female Combi? Okay, interesting. Yeah, that could be a little bit rough. The nice thing is, I believe they appear female in the overworld, right? So, like, you should be able to see if they're female before you even click on it. I'm pretty sure you can see gender differences in the overworld. Eating a lemon bread, Lemonmon Pokemon. I like lemon bread. Nice iced lemon cake. Why isn't this Audino shiny? I know we just started the stream, but we've been hunting this thing off and on for what feels like forever. I catch them all anyway for the extra Stardust. That's fair. I should catch a whole bunch too to work on my bug medallion or medal or whatever. I only have like 5 platinum medals for the types. I have normal, flying, grass, poison, water. I think that's it. the ones that everyone gets right away. Because most of the Pokemon you see are normal flying grass, poison, or water. You have blessed me. You have blessed me. Old Nintendude, I was just talking about you. I owe you an apology, Old Nintendude. Um, Yesterday was a crazy day in between work and then my mom coming in to visit for the week, so I did not get a chance to reply to your text or to your DM, and I apologize for that. In answer to your question about the music, um, that was generated using a website called Suno, Suno. Good morning, Mighty Munchkin. How you doing? You sent it to Nick too, but he won't watch it or even respond. Yeah, that sounds about right. I should have put up a poll. I didn't even think about it. Let's put up a poll. Let's see here. We got a poll put up. How's FD Mom's trip in? Uneventful for the most part, but then yesterday, and I didn't even think about this, I should have let her know. She hit a bunch of Friday evening traffic on the way in, so she got in probably about an hour and a half later than she expected to. So there's some, bumper to bumper on the one-lane highways that we have where I live. But other than that, it was fine. Shesby, welcome in. The shiny Gengar in the background. That right there, I got that from the Pokemon Center a couple months ago. It came out at the same time as the full size, or not full size, that'd be crazy, but the biggie sized shiny Mega Rayquaza. I was not able to get that one. I was on the fence about it for a while, and then by the time I decided I did want to get it, it sold out. But I was able to get the shiny Gengar. And that sub count just went up to 2093. Thank you so much. And we have a new like goal of 25. Thank you so much, Dragonic. And Kiro with the $20. Thank you so much. Shine away. Thank you so much, Kiro. Let's get some hype in the chat for Kiro. Old Nintendo dude hanging out with new PlayStation person and young Sega gal. I could see that. Is that Poliwhirl an LED or something you put in the stream? Can't tell for some reason. You mean this one right here? Welcome to the party, pal. Shesby, thank you for the sub. Transition Maker, you're talking about this one. That's a light box that my dad and I made on a 3D printer. So it's yeah, I can pull it over here. So it's a box, and then inside there's a light that lights it up. It is real. Hype giveth. Hopefully the hype doesn't taketh away. Thank you all for hanging out with me this morning. Hopefully we can finish off this challenge. I know we got some new people in the chat right now, so if you want to know what's exactly going on, you probably put together at this point that I'm playing Pokemon. Specifically what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a shiny Audino. Why am I trying to get a shiny Audino? I'm trying to get a shiny Audino because my good friend Shinies, who is probably lurking right now in the chat, challenged me last fall to get a shiny of every Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution before Legends of the Eight comes out. And I will tell you what, I was holding my breath when Pokemon Day happened this year, trying to hope that I had enough time to finish this challenge before Z8 comes out. And they announced it would come out towards the end of the year, and I was like, phew, I got plenty of time. because there are 48 current Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. However, one of them is Diancie, and I can't shiny hunt that, so that one doesn't count. So that's why this says 47. And out of that 47, we have successfully found 45 of the shinies. All we have left is the Audino and the Aerodactyl. So that's what we're doing right now. Light goal 27. Thank you, Transition Maker, but we already have a light goal of 25 going on. Favorite Pokemon game out of them all? That's a good question, Chesby. Picking a favorite Pokemon game is like picking a favorite flavor of ice cream, because at the end of the day, it's still ice cream, and ice cream is delicious. But my favorite would have to be Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I have spent more time playing those games than any other game. Probably all other Pokemon games combined. I spent more time with those games. Shamari, what is going on? Welcome in. Can't see it because the poll. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. All right, not shiny. Hopefully we get this Audino today. We've been hunting for this one off and on in different games. I think this is the right game to hunt for it in. You have a question for me? It's a serious one. So if you can't take me seriously, then you will drown in butter. Okay. All right. What's the question? Or your nose, depends on your mood and aggressive you get into it. I missed it. I don't know what that's referring to, Brandon. Yeah, I missed it. Favorite Pokemon game? Oh, yes. Oh, wait, what? Got your nose? What? Pokemon your nose? I'm confused. Typically, I get you, Brandon. Today, I'm blanking. Did Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon stand out as your favorite Pokemon game as soon as you played it because you had Moon Sun as an influence, or did you realize it later on? That's a good question. So I played Sun and Moon when they first came out, and I thought they were fine games. I enjoyed them as I've enjoyed every other game. I think, honestly, it's because of when I started getting into shiny hunting. Because of picking and choosing, because when I first started off shiny hunting, I wasn't looking to get like a complete shiny living dex. I was just looking to shiny hunt for a few Pokemon that I like their shinies. When I started to really get into it, I realized that there were some Pokemon I couldn't shiny hunt anymore, like the legendaries, because I'd already caught them. So I would start a new save file. And I'd do that, a few times, particularly for things like, Poipole or Type Null, things like that. So in the midst of doing all the shiny hunting in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and playing through a minimum of probably 5 or 6 game files combined between the two games, I realized I had more fun playing that game. And like shiny hunting is fantastic, still my favorite game is shiny hunt. But as far as base game, I had more fun in those games than I have in any others. So that wasn't something that like it just happened immediately. It was kind of like the more I played it, the more I realized how much fun I enjoyed it. I hope that answers your question, Shinies. Pokemon Nose comes out next year. How crazy would that be? Pokemon Gotcha and Pokemon Nose. So, like, I understand people that complain about, like, how handholdy Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are, how many cutscenes there are, particularly in the during the first island. And I get that. There's a lot of stuff. But I really like the way that, the game was set. Oh, picking your favorite Pokemon game is like picking your favorite ice cream. Now I'm with you, Brayden. That's a good joke. I'm sorry it took me so long to get it that I completely ruined it. But that was nicely played. Sorry, I forgot what I asked. I'm not surprised. No, Brandon, it was a good joke. It really was a good joke. It's just my inability to understand it at first ruined it, and I apologize. I owe you an apology. Eight-bit Emerald, what's going on? Welcome in. All right, 41% of you think that we're going to get a shiny Teddiursa first, which obviously I'm going to be a little bit sad about, but I'm also okay with because I think shiny Teddiursa is incredible. Potato, I'm a potato. You sure are, and you are welcome in here, Potato. You want to speak with my manager? I'll go get my manager. Actually, she'll probably be in a little bit. Hero dropping the Reggie-tato. That's also a potato. That's a potato with dragon arms and feet. I'm looking forward to opening the Pokemon packs with you guys today, playing Guess the Plush, playing Guess the Marvel Superhero. Guess the Plush is a special one today. I did not pick out the plush. My mom, who is visiting for Mother's Day, picked out the plush. I said, pick out whichever one you want. She said, well, I want to pick out a cute one, and she grabbed one. She said, this one looks happy, and I said, perfect. That's the one we're going to do. So you guys get an extra clue for being here extra early today. It's a cute one that looks happy. We're not playing right now, so just, you know, hold your guesses in until the appropriate time. But because you guys are hanging out here early in the stream, you get an extra clue. You have 2 unopened Prismatic Evolutions. If only pools had better odds, you might just keep them sealed. Or, okay, you would open them if they had better odds, but you might just keep them sealed because they don't have better odds. I am so happy that I'm not into the physical Pokemon card game collecting, particularly right now. And what I mean by that is I think that the Pokemon cards are really cool. I think there's a lot of great artwork. I always like watching people show off their cards because they look really neat. But holy smokes, the prices are just insane right now. So I'm happy I didn't have to like cut myself off from a hobby. You really want the Umbreon, but too expensive. Even if like you like buy it individually, what is the Umbreon card going for right now? Tanush Reddy, hello, welcome on in. I hope I pronounced that right. Those grown men can be crazy wackos. They sure can. I still think it's wild that like I'm all about like, you know, enjoying something even if you're outside the target audience. I mean, I was just watching a couple episodes of Gravity Falls earlier this morning because it's a fantastic show. So I'm all about like, you know, letting people enjoy things, you know, even if they're not the target audience. But the fact that these cards are made for kids and kids can't even get them anymore does make me sad. Especially the bearded one. The bearded one is definitely a crazy wacko. It's in the thousands for the Umbreon? Dang. Yikes, Kiro. I'm sorry. I was going to try and help you out with that, but I don't love you that much. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Took a break from collecting because it's no more fun. Yeah, it's just getting insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it's always been a thing, but I just feel like it's really been amped up lately. I thought after, what was it, a few years ago, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, Logan Paul got into collecting them, and that skyrocketed the prices. I thought that was going to be like the big price, but it feels like that was just a blip compared to what's going on right now. Look at Brandon. Tried to tickle Razzie and missed, but Brandon tickled Razzie. What a delight. It's been terrible for Pokemon cards. It really has. I'm really happy that I got my favorite card ever, and I was able to get it for pretty cheap. I think I got it for like 10 or 15 bucks. I can't exactly remember. That's how cheap it was. I can't remember exactly how much it was. But it was the full art 151 Poliwhirl with that Poliwhirl just hanging out in the rain. JWay727, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you. And so I felt like once I had that Poliwhirl card, like, I'm good. If I happen to find other nice cards, that's cool, but I feel like with that one card, my collection's complete. 1,300 for the Umbreon EX from Prismatic, that's crazy. So I would say that historically, because Prismatic Evolutions is still a pretty new set, right? That just came out like maybe a month or two ago. Do I got that right? Dylan Fuller, what's going on? Good to see you. Historically, I would say once the hype of the new set wears off, those cards do drop in price. Maybe not down to like $1, but they will become more affordable. But given what's going on right now, I don't know if that's going to be the case. Got your unopened box for 49. Now the box are worth 100-ish. That's crazy. Oh, now 38% of you are saying Audino's going to shine first. That would be lovely. If the Audino does shine first and shines early, then we will go back to the Aerodactyl, which will be the last hunt that we have to do for this challenge. Bernice, welcome in. Good to see you. You don't go fighting people for boxes, though? That's crazy. That's good, Kiro. I don't want to hear about you getting in fights. You see them and maybe get one or two? Yeah, I think it's nuts. But, also I'm old enough to remember that, back in the day, like back in like 1990, when I started getting into comic books and I would get like the Marvel Universe trading card set, a pack of cards was $1 and it had 12 cards in it. So everything just seems insane to me. The issue with Pokemon is solely on Pokemon. They have the ability to print in mass, and for whatever reason they aren't. Yeah, I mean, it is, what's the term? Why am I forgetting basic microeconomics? It's, not forced. It's not false. But yeah, basically like forced scarcity. They are choosing to make them limited edition. And because they are limited edition, that makes them more artificial. That's it, artificial scarcity. They are choosing that, and because of that, they're making them more sought after. The very, very basics of economics is price will be dictated when you compare the supply versus the demand, right? If something has a very high supply and a very low demand, you can get it really cheap. If something has a very low supply and a very high demand, it's going to be very expensive. So you want to try and find, as a company, you want to try and find that sweet spot where you can maximize your profits. And that's basically how MSRPs are determined, is based off of that. They figure out for this price, that's how we can maximize our profits, looking at the demand and how many we have available. We can make the most money at that number. But that's just like, it's going away now. It's just artificial scarcity, which is just driving up the cost, and for no reason other than they can. I love you. Thank you, Shinies. That's nice to hear. But it ain't that deep. Okay. Well, I was just explaining basic microeconomics. We've been deleting the body counts on the Pokemon Center websites. That's good. 5,420 checks on Regirock. No luck yet. Hopefully today's the day, Dragonic. Must take your leave. May the odds be ever in your favor, sir. Take care. You too, old Nintendo dude. You're doing all the right things in business, but executing it horribly. Since because it has such a high demand, it can make even more for a small price and throw them a random place and gain tons. Yeah, I mean, they certainly could be less expensive and still make a lot of money. I think what's going on with Target right now is a perfect example, right? Target increased the price to what was it, $138 a box, and they've been in stock ever since. That's because less people are buying them. Doesn't matter if you make the price $138. If no one's buying it, you're not making any money. Dr. Waffles, what's going on? Good to see you. They dropped back now. Big shocker. They weren't making any money. The price was set too high. Sold out immediately. Well, they need to find the balance. They haven't found the balance yet. The guy, what's going on? Good to see you. Some stores near you once limited how many people could buy. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with a limit. And I know some people argue if I want to give them my money, then I should be able to buy however many I want. And I understand that. But I think just ethically, making it impossible for anybody else to buy them is just not what a good person should do. Isn't it weird Ursaring isn't a fighting type? I never really thought about it, but yeah, I could see it as a fighting type. Max of 2 or something, the Pokemon cards were locked, they would have to get a clerk. I understand locking them too. I mean, I've been in stores where even just like the single packs, you know, just like the little single packs. I've been in stores where like you find one, you know, on the back of the row that's like been slipped open and there's like a couple cards missing. Was the argument that scalpers are no? The argument was that the Pokemon Company is or whoever makes the cards is making the artificial scarcity because they are choosing to limit production. What are you guys talking about? I'm just talking out my butt about Pokemon cards. I'm just kind of taking what little I know about Pokemon cards and what little I remember from my economics degree and kind of mashing the two of them together just to fill the silence. It's a talent, Brandon, and don't pretend like you're not jealous that I can do it. Who didn't like we're 1 viewer away from viewers equal likes? That's pretty cool. You don't understand a thing about business, but you somehow understand everything about this. I feel that way whenever I talk about things. I don't understand a thing about business, but I feel like I understand everything about this. The reel with your Lego mishap on TikTok hit 3K since yesterday. Nice, good job, Cheese. I mean, you know, making lemonade out of lemons, right? So my Bisharp shiny. I can't remember. Let me check. I can't remember if this Bisharp shiny. I have a feeling it's not. It is not. It is not a shiny Bisharp. I do have a shiny Bisharp in Violet, I believe. You sort of disagree with that statement. That's okay. Like I said, I'm not really talking as an informed person. I'm just trying to say things so that the room isn't quiet. Look, I got no skin in the game. I started off by saying that, like, I'm happy that I'm not in the hobby. So I'm just an outsider making half-butted observations and then commenting on them like I'm an expert. Are those crickets or grasshoppers? Pokemon to the type of company to in the near future make a Dhelmise life-size plush for some reason. I think a life-size Dhelmise plush would be really cool. I would definitely have that like in the background as like a piece like an accent for the room. Crickets, gotcha. I am not bearded. This is true. I just shaved yesterday, Brandon. You'd buy it, but like, why? Yeah, I mean, why anything, right? Artificial scarcity would be like if a balloon company manufactured 1,000 balloons, then only decided to put 100 on the shelves, knowing beforehand that people want more. Pokemon's doing is different from that. Okay. I mean, I trust you, Shinies. You know a lot more about it than I do. You definitely had the Dhelmise life-size plushie if you could buy one. I think it'd be pretty cool. You want to eat Big Cheese Thrifts? I'm not sure how Mrs. Cheese would feel about that. It's not a full hobby for you, so I won't go hunting for it. If it's there, sure, I'll get one. But if I see a kid going for it, I'll let them. Yeah, I think that's just, you know, that's going above and beyond, Kiro. That's very nice of you. But no, I don't want to get into it just because I know how expensive the hobby can be. I'm kind of the mindset if there is a card that really jumps out at me that I think is really cool, then I'll try and just purchase that individual card and just, you know, call it a day. As long as it's not too expensive. The cool thing is some of my favorite Pokemon are Pokemon that no one else cares about. So if that does happen, chances are it's not going to be a very sought after card, and my chances will be higher. My full odd shiny hunting. Good question, to guys. So I am in Pokemon X right now in the Friend Safari. In the Friend Safari, regardless of whether or not you have a shiny charm, the odds of a shiny showing up are 1 in 512. Now, it may look like I am already over double odds, but the first 1,005 checks of the Audino were in different games, so we're really only at 67 checks right now. That's what makes it see you so sad. The hobby isn't expensive. The scalpers make it expensive. Pokemon Center makes the hobby extremely fair. Yeah, exactly. I will slightly, like, I will respectfully, slightly disagree with you on that, shinies. In just the fact of, like, if you want to be like a collector, you're gonna have to spend so much money to get a full collection. I remember, you know, going back again to what I was saying about like when I was collecting the Marvel cards back in the 90s. A full set of cards would be 162. Hey, there it is. There it is. Shiny Audino. Transition Maker, hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Shiny Audino on stream, and it's a female. We did it. There we did. Anyway, just to finish my thought, there's 162 cards in the base set, all of which were equally, like equal pull rates, 162 base set cards. And there were 5 holograms that were the chase cards. And the chase card chances were like 1 in 8, maybe 1 in 10. And that was it. That was it. That's all you needed for the entire set. Now I feel like if you want an entire set of a Pokemon set, you're looking at like 500, 600 cards. You get what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in a pack. Each pack is like $5. It's more expensive because of scalpers, but I would say it's still a somewhat expensive hobby. I'm not saying it's unaffordable, but it is somewhat of an expensive hobby. What's going on, John Strecker? You're just in time for the shiny. All right, let's catch this thing. Let's Thunder Wave it. Oh, it's got takedown. Good thing I Thunder Waved it first. That means we're not going to false swipe it. Other than shinies, like you should take a day off and fill in for shinies to catch a sprig for them. That's offsides. No, shinies is going to get that Sprigatito real soon. Star shinies rarer than regular Pokemon shinies. In the aspect, to guy, that there's only certain ways you can hunt for them. Yes, there's less options to get shiny starters than most other Pokemon. But they don't have, like, within those ways of getting them shiny, it's not like they have any different odds than anyone else. If you get stationed in Japan, you probably go for some. They have better pull rates because they show more favor towards the home country. That's true. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. We're catching this in a Premier Ball because that shiny down below, you can see the shiny right above where it says 1074. That's going to look beautiful in a Premier Ball. Yep, Aerodactyl is the only thing left, Slowpoke. Boom, there it is. Do we want to get some nature guesses? Let's get some nature guesses for the shiny Audino that we finally got. And only on 69. We got it on check 69 today, by the way. I just want to point that out. 69 checks in the Safari, Friend Safari. Shiny Audino voters won. That's right. They sure did. Let's go ahead and end that poll. Thank you for mentioning that. Japanese cards would look cool. I think they would. We got Naughty, Arash. Nice, Shy, Timid. No shinies, because we're gonna do it in Ultra Sun. We're doing the gift Pokemon Ultra Sun. Calm, nice, timid, hasty, brave, bashful. Also, I already have a dual hunt screen. Shinies. I already have one. Oh, you meant no, I can't. Oh, that's an interesting idea, Shinies. One Ultra Sun, one Sword and Shield. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. If you wouldn't mind. Chances are we won't get it today. And then tomorrow we can do that, and we'll see which shines first, Ultra Sun or Sword and Shield. No rush, dude. I'm not gonna need it until tomorrow at the earliest. Timid, hasty, brave, and bashful. Rebecca, welcome on in. Good to see you. All right, I'm gonna say it's impish. Let's see what we got. All right, that's the Jigglypuff. That's the Bisharp, which is Rash. We got Staraptor, which is bold. We got the Vileplume, which is modest, and the Audino is hasty. Kiro got it. Kiro got it. It is in fact hasty. Good job, Kiro. Let's throw it into battle and take a look at it. Now I already checked. Audino did not get a Mega Evolution until Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So unfortunately, we can't Mega Evolve it in this game. Let's take a look at it. There's a regular Audino, and there's our shiny Audino. Beautiful. I do like the Gen 6 shiny sparkles. I think they're pretty cool. All right, let's save this game. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. You can't see the time. 999 hours, 59 minutes. I've played this so much, the timer maxed out. All right, now I have to switch games, so I'm going to switch over the screen for a second while I switch out the games. So I'll be right back. We're back. Let me just move. I don't know why whenever I switch the game catcher gets moved. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Change the mega counter. And I think with this one, I had to do a manual auto or manual counter. Give me one more second, chat. Or no, I didn't. I didn't. Okay. Let me pull this up. All right. Don't be eating big cheese. Okay, let me grab this. Okay. Is it shining? Was not. Okay. Okay, we should be good to go now. John, this game doesn't have an old amber fossil. There's a lady that will just straight up give you an Aerodactyl. You do not need a fossil to get this. What's there between a soft reset and a hard reset? Good question. So a soft reset is a button combination that you press that will take you directly back to the title screen. A hard reset means you actually have to go back out into the home screen of the console and close out of the software. What city is that in? This is in Pony. It's on Pony Island. I'll show you. It's like the very beginning, the very like southern part of the island. It's the part of the island that has all the fishing docks and everything. It's you can't see. It's on the bottom screen, but yeah, it's the fishing docks in the southwest of Pony Island. LA Cat, we got Shiny Audino in 69 checks today. And happy Saturday to you too. Yeah, the Huntail boat. Yep, exactly. Yeah, she just straight up gives it to you. Unlike other games, you don't need a fossil. Umbreon, what is going on? Good to see you. Today could be the day, ladies and gentlemen. Chances are low. The odds are against us, but today could actually be the day that we finish this challenge. This is the last shiny Pokemon we need for the Mega Evolution Challenge. How crazy would that be? It'd be pretty crazy. I can't believe after all that time that we spent fumbling around trying to find a good Audino hunt, we end up getting it in 69 checks and under an hour today. Deguy, I already answered that, so I want to make sure that you're listening now before I answer it for a second time. But the difference is that a soft reset is a button combination that when pressed takes you directly back to the title screen of the game that you're playing. A hard reset is when you have to go back to the home screen of the console that you're playing on and force quit the software and reopen it. You had that completely mixed up, Shinies? It happens. So like right now when I reset, I'm hitting LR and start, which takes me right back to the title screen. Not shiny. So I hit the buttons and boom, and I'm at the title screen. So I'm not, you can see I'm not like going out to the 3DS home screen, telling it to close the software and then reopening it. You're watching the Kevin Hart movie Get Hard while doing your resets. Yeah, that's the difficult way of doing it, shinies. Sir Ralph, thank you so much and good to see you. I'd like to go back and rewatch that first portion of the stream later on and see how many total encounters we had. Like the Audinos was 69 encounters, but then I want to see how many Teddiurus encounters we had and see how many total encounters we had to get a 1 in 512 Pokemon. I have to imagine that combined it couldn't have been more than like 120. Minecraft or Need for Speed? That is a tough question. I feel the need for Tweed. We are just one sub away from reaching our sub goal for the day, which is pretty wild. Ari, you stayed up way too late playing Minecraft. Well, I hope you had fun and didn't like pet any polar bears or get exploded by zombies. The need for Tweed, Velour, yes. You're doing a hard reset on your 3DS when someone showed you a soft reset. You're both happy it was so much faster, but also adult that you didn't know. That's fair. That's fair. Creepers, sure. If that's what they're called. I don't know. They're green and they explode. You died a couple times, but you're working on a fun treehouse. You better send me pictures. This exploded by melons. Could you imagine? Just an exploding melon? What is this, a Gallagher concert? Shiny 037 with the 6 months of membership. That's a whole half a year. Rocking that green Poliwhirl badge. Thank you so much, Shiny. Let's get some hype in the chat. Probably just stream it to me in Discord. Okay, that's fair, Ari. We should stream. I didn't even pay attention to that one. I don't think it was, but let me just check. No, that wasn't shiny. Stream together playing Minecraft? That's an idea. I'm getting a little bit of the bottom screen. I don't like that. In the Minecraft world, you would build a guest room for the 0 people who play with you. Aw. Well, that's nice of you. What's... Chem Nation, we did get a shinies. We got the Audino on check 69 in the Friend Safari today. And hello, Chem Nation. Hope you're doing well. I hope you have a big appetite today, Chem. That's rich, right? So we are now on our last hunt for this challenge. And if we don't get it today, we'll actually be dual hunting this in Ultra Sun and Pokemon Shield. I hope you're ready for an unforgettable luncheon. It's going to be a good one. I'm not sure how much time I'm going to be able to spend there. My mom is visiting, but I want to make sure I stop by and see that first bite. Yes. Anybody get any good cards in TCG Pocket lately? I pulled the full art Sandygast yesterday morning, which was awesome. And I posted it in the Discord because I was so excited. I did get the immersive Lily earlier this week. That's the first immersive card I've gotten since the Celebi set. I haven't gotten any immersive since then, so I was very happy. And as a person that loves Alola, the Lily immersive card is very cool. Got the shiny Jigglypuff? Nice. Oh, I did get the shiny Wigglytuff. I did get that at the beginning of the week. Got the full art Incineroar? Very cool. 2-star Lunala EX? Sweet. I still gotta get that Solgaleo EX. So I think we're still gonna be opening up Solgaleo packs today. Even though I got the... Well, no. 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 We're gonna be opening up Lunalas. Because I already got the immersive from the Solgaleo packs. I don't want to risk getting a second immersive from that set. It's a sick immersive. I really like it. If you guys haven't seen it, we'll look at it when we open up packs here in about 20 minutes. We'll look at that one. I just think it's so cool as an Alola fan. I don't know what the Guzma one looks like, but it's probably pretty cool too. Oh, you got the Guzma? You're happy with that one? Nice. I'm looking forward to that one as well. And then the gold cards are Solgaleo and Lunala, right? If we, on the very off chance that we get this Aerodactyl early today, I think we'll probably just do some random SOS hunts. I think maybe we'll go back to that Poliwhirl SOS. Because we didn't finish that one on my stream anniversary. You got the Gold Lunala EX? Very nice. I think it's a little creepy that Lily is worth so much in the TCG. Honestly, I can't even remember what the card does. I just really like the artwork. It was your first gold, Mighty Munchkin? That's so cool. I just got my first gold a couple weeks ago. I got the gold Pokeball from the previous set. That was the Shining Revelry set, right? That was the gold card in that set? Which I guess makes sense because they didn't really have like a mascot Pokemon for that set. All the rare Lily card. Oh, so you mean the actual Lily cards in the real card game sets? I gotcha. I gotcha. That is a little bizarre. All right. So I'm just looking for those purplish bluish underwings. That's what I need. I've done a gold, shiny gold card, like in real life cards. That would be neat. But which one would you pick? Like, which one would have gotten the gold card? Would have been the Charizard, who already has a gold card? Would have been the Lucario? Would it have been the Wiglet? Charizard? So Charizard would have gotten 2 gold cards? Sun and Moon packs are when they start making multiple design forms of the same cards. Not surprised a card from that says blown out of proportion. Ah, okay. That makes sense, Ari. Thank you. Is that a sheep, Shinies? Breaking white smoke rises from McDonald's chimney, signaling a working ice cream machine. Oh my goodness. What a rare occasion that is, a Space Ghost. What's going on? Good to see you. Matthew Snyder, what is up? And Brick Wallkeeper 19. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in to both of you. We did get the shiny Audino already. We got on check 69 in the Friend Safari this morning. So now we're back to Aerodactyl, the last Pokemon needed for this challenge. Double mod entrance swag, right? Pretty wild. And Alley Cat with the 1 month of membership, 1 whole month of Hefty Fun. Let's get some hype in the chat for Alley Cat. Thank you so much. That beautiful shiny Meowstic PFP. Going for Ditto next. Currently sitting at 364 out of 394. Got Meowth and 2 Hippopotas last night. Congrats. Male and female Hippopotas, or just like 1 to keep and 1 to evolve into Hippowdon? Brick Wallkeeper, how was your night, bud? 2 female? Gotcha. Are you interested? I'm not saying this is what you're doing right now for your challenge, but are you interested at any point in the future going for the gender differences? Forms and genders will be another challenge? Gotcha. Right now, you're just working on those numbers. Working on them dex numbers. Yeah, that's what I did as well. Had a good night. Fridays are always nice. Hope yours was too. It was. It was nice. I got home about an hour. No, because what time did we leave? Like 3, 4? 4 o'clock. I think I left about 4 o'clock. Got home about an hour and a half later. No, it was about 6. About 6 o'clock, my mom got here. Then we ordered pizza. Um, yeah, it was a nice evening. We watched the new episode of Dr. Odyssey, which I've never watched that show before, but my mom does, and she hadn't watched this week's episode yet because she was traveling. So I got to check out an episode of Dr. Odyssey and see Joshua Jackson. Where did I get the pizza from? Joe's. I got from Joe's. Chicken pizza. You already have some of the forms complete like Flabebe and Oricorio. You have 0 interest in going for Milcery. 0 interest? Matthew, just do it the normal way, not the crazy way. Just get 7. Only need 133 more Pokemon to complete the National Dex and home. That's pretty good. Out of 1025, only 133. That is getting real close. Crazy Tomato. Crazy Tomato does have good pizza. I have gotten that a couple times. Yeah, that's what I did, Matthew. Maybe someday down the road I will go for all 63. But I just went for the 7. I also only went for one Minior as well. Because with Minior and Alchemy, like the shinies all look the same, but if you look at their dex entry, they have separate dex entries based off of which form they are. Doubt you'll go for Vivian either. Um, that was a fun time for me, but I don't know, Matthew. I don't know. With as much as you play Pokemon Go, I would have to imagine you have a ton of postcards saved up. I mean, you do you, boo, but I think I would have thought the Vivian hunt would be right up your alley. Might go crazy for all the Minior. Yeah, I think eventually I might do all the Miniors. The one I have, I want to say is Indigo, but I'm not positive on that. How in the heck do you get a Victini and Celebi? Um, well, both those are gonna be tough right now, honestly. Light goal 45. Thank you so much, Mighty Munchkin. You can only save up to 400 postcards. Yeah, and probably if you weren't particularly going for it, you may not have postcards from specific areas. That's fair. Because there's a couple postcards that took me quite a while to track down someone to send me a postcard. Victini and Celebi. I'm trying to think what the best way to be with. I'm assuming Shiny 037, you don't have access to the VGC crystal. No, I definitely would not pay to save more postcards. Sandstorm's hard to line up. Sandstorm I got from Nabil. It was the one that's like only in like Iceland, and one of the ones that's in like Southern Africa, I think, that were the toughest for me. Are there any Switch games that have them? No. Well, Victini was a gift Pokemon in Sword and Shield. I want to say it was a limited time mystery event. Celebi, I don't think. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's currently a way to get a Celebi on a Switch game. Celebi was only Go. Okay, thank you, Shinies. There's some website I used to get random Pogo friends for card exploitation. Yeah, I used that. I used that website, but even then, like, when I would go to that website, like there are people they're like, look, I live in Iceland and everyone's trying to be my friend. Well, I'm at the point where I'm not going to friend anybody unless you have this Vivian, or this Vivian. And surprise, surprise, Northern America was not very much in demand. Yeah, I mean, Shiny, if you have access to games before the Switch that would possibly give us a little bit more, um, like there might be more options for Celebi and Victini, but if we're just talking the Switch, the options are unfortunately pretty limited right now. Loops, what's going on? Good to see you. Not since 2022, only ways to go. Gotcha. Victini is in Go too. Look for folks who want to exchange gifts and open every day. Might luck out that way. Well, Matthew, I don't need it. I completed it. I got it done. I was just trying to give you some suggestions. In fact, I have a whole video on my channel about my Vivian hunt that apparently my mods have not watched. I'm just teasing you, Matthew. I wouldn't watch it either if I didn't make it. Still the shiny Celebi quest in Go. Do you have a regular Celebi in Go? I feel like they've offered regular Celebi a couple times. I want to say I've had like at least 2 Celebis. You watched the day it came out, you sure did shinies. You did not, dang. Yeah, I mean, you could transfer the shiny. Well, actually, can you transfer the shiny Celebi? I want to say you can't, actually. Isn't that a thing? You can't transfer the shiny mythicals? Jerry, not so. What's going on, my friend? You can't. Okay, yeah. So even the shiny Celebi you wouldn't be able to transfer over. Shiny, we might be able to figure out some ideas for you. Shiny, let me check my home. I'm not gonna do it right now, but Shiny037, are you part of the Discord? If you're part of the Discord, send me a DM to remind me. I can check my home because I am a hoarder when it comes to Pokemon, particularly legendaries and mythicals. And like I've saved like every legendary mythical I've gotten like over the years and just transferred them up. I might have an extra Victini and extra Celebi in home. Pokeballs on the game shelf, are they from anything special or just random Pokeballs? You mean these 3 up here? Brick Wall Keeper? Are you talking about those 3? Those are ones that Hefty Dad made with this 3D printer. It's just a regular Pokeball, a Premier Ball, and a Hisuian Pokeball from Legends Arceus. Yeah, just tell me anyway, Ari. I always like hearing your fun facts. Jerry, your Audi eats corn on the cob vertically. I feel like you're the only one that's gotten that one before, too. Maybe that's the only thing your Audi does. Wrong channel, Matthew. Does your dad have the ability to 3D print you happiness? I mean, he can print a sign that says happiness. Technically, that can happen. Audi is predictable. It certainly is. Matthew, thank you for the 100% shiny luck. Wow, great job. Show off the Lego. You want to gloat? Yeah, no worries. Big Cheese sent this to me. This is a custom Lego Pokeball that Big Cheese sent to me. A nice little box set with some instructions on how to make it. And the coolest thing is the Pokeball button is a little hefty. How cool is that? I got my own custom Lego piece. Can't wait until Corn on the Cob season. I'm not a big fan of Corn on the Cob. I don't want to have to work to eat my food. You sent me the DM? Alright, Shiny. Yeah, I promise. I will check this weekend, see if I have extras in home. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not guaranteeing you. But there's a pretty good chance I might. And if I do, we'll get together and I'll send them over to you. You can shiny hunt Arceus in Pearl, Diamond, Platinum legitimately by using the Mystery Zone glitch and then soft resetting up on that platform. It's level 80. However, people thought you couldn't transfer it. Were those people wrong? Cut off the cob like a plebe then? That's what I do. That's what I do. First off, you're wrong. Says you, Brick. The food you have to work for is the best food? No, no, no. The food that just gets handed to me and I can shovel in my mouth. That's the best food. Corn off the cob. That's what I like. Now, I'm not saying, like, you know, I'm all about the creamed corn. I mean, creamed corn's okay. But, I mean, just, like, give me a can of corn. I don't want to have to, like, work at getting the corn off the cob. You can shovel corn off the cob if you're brave enough. If you're brave enough, you can shovel anything. at least once. What's actually happening is the game only acknowledges a single event arc as being legal, which is like level 100. So the game is only checking for the level. I mean, all you have to do, I'm assuming, is once you get at level 80, level it up to level 100, and then it'll transfer. Do you transfer Arceus Shiny or not? Is level it up to 100. Yes, there we go. That's why you love olives in a can that are pitted. I don't like olives. Can I tell you something I don't understand? Sure, Shinies. Where's your corn on the cob cereal? That's what we've all been wondering. Corn pops? Like corn pops, but like the pops are on a cob? Cob pops? Is that a cereal we should make? Cob pops? Corn off the cob, off the con. Well, I think corn pops would be off the cob, so we'd want cob pops. This is a weird conversation. What is this restaurant in Charleston, South Carolina called Hall's Chop House? Incredibly expensive high-end steakhouse where each steak was no less than $75 to $100 USD. Okay. There's part of that I don't understand, but continue. Corn off the cob, then bowl, then milk. That's true. I wanted to go there for a long time after several recommendations. That being said, to this day, the steak was fine, but the best thing you ate at that restaurant was the cream corn. You still think about it at least once a week. Must have been some really good cream corn. Corn in the cob, with the cob, on the corn, of the cob, off the cob. Exactly. I think that's the only way that you can have corn. Is corn in the cob, with the cob, on the corn of the cob, off the cob. Perfect. Completely cracked. All right, let's take this to 210. Then we're going to open up some packs. I think we can open up 5 packs. You glue the kernels back on the cob to cobify your corn. You're just wild. You're just wilding out here, Ari. Our fossils 149.6. They are, Matthew. Fossils are considered gift Pokemon. All gift Pokemon are 1 in 4096. You finally found the true way to eat corn. That's right. Cracked corn. You heard Jimmy did too. Jimmy did, in fact, crack corn. And you know what? He didn't even care. You opened a 10-pack of Solgaleo and got nothing? Oof. That's terrible. Jerry, no. I tried that. Nick and I were troubleshooting that for a while with the Arctic base, which, by the way, I hate Arctic base for the sole reason that it doesn't spell Arctic, ARCTIC. But the problem was that, particularly for soft reset hunts, the lag was insane. The lag was absolutely insane. It probably would have been quicker to hard reset on the Switch. So what I did was I was able to take my save file, save it onto an SD card, pop the SD card into the computer, transfer the save file over, and then open it up using Citra. So the way I justify that in my head is it's kind of like using the Game Boy operator, even though it's not. I just justify it in my head that way. And then what I'll end up doing is taking these save files and transferring them back onto my cartridge. Another way to eat corn is Jerry on the cob, with cob on corn, with cob on cob, with cob on cob, corn off the corn. I mean, that's certainly another way. We blew right past where I said we are going to go. Let's take this 225. 225, then we'll open up some packs. Your stream, your rules. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I would love to be able to like have a capture card installed in my 3DS. But right now, that's not going to happen for two reasons. One, it's expensive. Two, Loopy doesn't even do it on my model of 3DS. So this is the only way that I can stream 3DS games. And you guys are just going to have to trust me. The fact that literally all I'm doing is copying over the save file, and I'm not doing any other sort of monkey business with the file itself. You definitely didn't wake up today expecting to talk about corn on the cob. No, but that's where we are. That's where we are. That's where we're at. That's the life that we're now living. All right, let's see if 225 is the shiny. Need 108 more. Getting closer. Not shiny. All right. let's let's open up some cards. Dollar hair. That is all wrong. It is doll hair. Okay. All right, let's head on over and open up some packs. What do you guys say? All right. And then after we open these packs, we'll just check the backyard spawns in Pokemon Go, see if we get lucky with the shiny. All right, here we go. But before we do, I want to show you this. If you guys haven't seen, I want to show you this Lily Immersive because I think it's really cool. So if you don't want to be spoiled, close your eyes. But here's the Lily Immersive. Hello? There we go. There's a little Cosmog. There's a Litten. We got Poplio, Serena, Araquanid. We got Togedemaru. We got a Mimikyu. We got Silvally. Look at that. They're having a little parade on the island. I think that's a really cool card. And then, there's people there too. Poke's been good to you lately. Been getting like a shiny every week for over a month now. Dang. That is lucky. All right, let's open up some Lunalas. I want to get the other immersive. We can open up 5 packs. 6 packs in 7. Yeah, we can open up 6 packs. Here we go. Dang it. Ari, you're right. I'm sorry. That was really dumb. That was really dumb of me. Yeah, I did skip the Marowak. Growlithe, Slowpoke, Combee, and Litleo. I think Combee and Litleo are the only ones I will need. But I'd be happy to get those. I did not end up getting any of the Wimpods. Look at that. Starting off with a Guzma. That could be a good sign. We got Timber. We got Growlithe. We got Salazzle. And we got Fishing Net. Yeah, Ari, I'm very embarrassed right now. You do such a good job of calling me out on my crap. No one calls me out like you do, and I deserve it. Get absolutely guzzed. I did. All right, here we go. Pack number 2. How many immersives are in Celestial Guardians? I think there's just two, right? Lily and Guzma. Probably wouldn't have realized it yourself if you weren't trying to. Well, now I feel extra bad, Ari. I owe you a Coke. Primarina, Heliolisk, Surskit, Makuhita, Minior. I was a garbage pack for a garbage person. All right. Pack number 3. Piggyback. Marini. Alolan Grimer. Of course, because I just pulled the Alolan Grimer in a Wonder Pick this morning. So, of course, I got it now. What Pokemon's 517? That would be Muna. Hariyama and... Ooh! Oh, I already have this one, though. No, I don't. I don't have that one. Look at that. Full Art Turtonator. I have the regular Turtonator. I like that card. That's cool. 90 HP Fire Spin. Discard a Fire Energy from this Pokemon. I like that. That's pretty sweet. I like Turtonator in general. I think it's a cool Pokemon. Its shiny is unique. I can't say I'm a huge fan of the coloring on shiny Turtonator, but it is a very unique looking shiny. All right, next pack. Natasha, what's going on? Good to see you. It's something about like the off yellow and the brown that like it's like I said, it's unique. It's just I don't know. I like it. I can't say it's attractive. Masquerain, Mimikyu. Yeah, buddy. I've been wanting that card. I've been wanting that card. And there it is. Lola Marowak. Did you have a good night last night, Natasha? John, I did. I think it was last month. I did get the gold Pokeball from the Shining Revelry set, but Shinel from the Shining Revelry set. But that's it. That's the only one I've gotten. Here we go. Last pack luck. Although we've already gotten a lot of luck. I should get that one graded. I should, Matthew. That was a terrible spin, but oh well. All right, let's see if we get anything this last pack. We got Helioptile. We got Makuhita. We got Alolan Sandslash. We got Toxapex. And... Oh, yes! Yes! The Splatoon Beware. I just found out about this card the other day from Chem Nation. That's 3 new full art cards today. That's insane. That's insane. That's a good card, too. 130 damage and confuses the Pokemon. Alley Cat with the 5 gifted memberships. Going up Slowpoke, Silver Fox, Galax, 501st Pokemon Legion, and Allison's Upholstery. Thank you so much, Alley Cat. Let's get some hype in the chat. Razzie, good morning. And I did. I had some really good pulls. I'm pretty happy with that. My fart card luck is on point. It certainly is. All right, so before we switch back, let's just go ahead and open up Pokemon Go. There's a new event going on right now. Let's see if we get lucky and we have any shinies in the backyard. Let's see here. What do we got? We got a Piplup. That's not shiny. We got an Onyx. That's not shiny. And that's what I have in my backyard. Piplup and Onyx. Okay, so. Speed warning, you're saying still the funniest thing. I know, it's insane. See, I see a Tapu Fini raid. Here's my raids. Here's my nearby raids. I have a Tapu Fini and a 3-star coming up in 15 minutes. Or 5 minutes. Press the back button on your phone. What's a back button? What's that? What's that thing you said? All right, that's it. Let's switch back over. I'll see you guys on the other side. What the heck? Why am I sideways? Why why the heck am I sideways? What is going on? There we go. That was weird. That was weird. Okay, it is now time for Guess the Plush. People that were here earlier in the stream got an extra hint as a little bonus. But it's time to guess the plush. It is not Pseudo-Awudo. A lot of dedication to flip my whole room for one joke, right? It is not Pikachu. Not Oddish. Not Slackoth. Not Poliwhirl. Not Rowlet. Manaphy, no. Weath. Not Weath. Not Eevee. Not Bruxish. Not Sinistea. Not Slowpoke. Speaking of Sinistea, Jerry, your joke about the Sinistea Cups ride was incredible the other day. Not Wormy and Burmadam. Not Slowpoke, not Clefairy, not Corsola, not Oddish, not Meowstic, not Timber, not Clefairy. I would like to have a Meowstic, though. Not Gloom, not Azurill. It'll take you all 2 seconds to come up with. Stop bragging about how funny you are naturally. Not Clefable, not Chikorita, not Charmander, not Shuckle, not Cleffa. Alright, this is a Gen 2 Pokemon. Not Impidimp, not Gmax Rapid Strike Style Urshifu, not Tyrogue, not Octillery, not Hitmontop, not Slugma, not Unknown H, not Cyndaquil, not Pichu, not Smeargle, not Magcargo, not Crobat, not Sneasel. Hope you like my Sinistea coffee cup emoji. You had to get interpretive with it because the Pokemon version is cracked and haunted, so you had to draw it whole and well unhaunted. Ari, you did a fantastic job. If you remember, can we drop some Sinestees in the chat? Some Sinis coffee. Sinis cough. I can't remember what we named it. Not Larvitar, not Chikorita, not Totodile, not Chikorita, not Sentret, not Manty, not Unzone, Unknown Z, not Chinchu, not Pichu, not Totodile, not Giraffe, not Larvitar, not Totodile, not Remoraid, not Cyndaquil, not Scizor, not Stantler, not Meganium, not Magby, not Slugma, not Miltank, not Chikorita, not Octillery, not Raikou, not Phanpy, not Lantern, not Quilava, not Ladybug, not Pichu, not Teddiursa, not Skarmory, not Elekid, not Totodile, not Typhlosion, not Sneasel, not Magby, not Ho-Oh. All right, here's the hint that I gave the earlier people. Earlier on the stream, I gave a little hint for the people that were hanging around early. The hint I gave was I did not pick today's Pokemon. My mom picked it. I said, "Mom, you get to pick the Pokemon today." And she said, "Well, I want to pick one that is cute." And she picked this one and said, "This one, it looks happy." Not Snubble, not Chinchou, not Flaffy, not Lugia, not Pineco, not Celebi, not Cyndaquil, not Croconaw, not Steelix, not the Moon, not Meganium, not Politoed, not Blossom, not What's Up. What's going on, Kellett? Not Yama, not Peach, not Oddish, not Hansyu, not Pichu, not Meryl, not Sunflora, not Teddiursa, not Azumarill, not Politoed. What's going on, Kellett? Not Magcargo, not Meganium, not Sunkern, not Cleffa, not Azurill, not Croconaw, not Meryl, not Sunkern, not Granbull, not Hoppip, not Azumarill, not Feraligatr, not Politoed, not Electrode Volperdorb, not Sunkern, not Cleffa, not Canal, not Sentret, not Skiploom, not Furret, not Jumpluff. Come on, guys. There's 100 Pokemon in Gen 2, and I think you guys have named 99. Not Stantler, not Igglybuff, not Noctowl, not Skiploom, not Sunflora, not Igglybuff, not Quagmire, not Delibird, not Lugia, not Blossom, not Bayleaf. Look at that. Mighty Munchkin, Looper, Razzie, 3 in a row, and Beacon of Lexi coming in too. It is Wooper. My mom saw Wooper and said, he looks cute, he looks happy. So that's who it is. It's Wooper. Well, little happy guy, little flappy tail. So there we go. Good job to everybody. It is now time for Guess the... Well, this one's not going to be Guess the Marvel superhero. This one is going to be Guess the Marvel superhero team. Not Doctor Strange, not Moon Knight, not Hawkeye. Not Fantastic Four, not X-Force, not the Avengers. Not X-Men, not New Mutants, not Young Avengers, not the Blackanees, but Big Cheese picking up when I'm dropping down. He knows how this works. It is, in fact, the Thunderbolts. Hot off their new movie, I bring you the first epic collection of Thunderbolts. Justice Like Lightning. This is Volume 1, covering all of the Thunderbolts comics from 1997 1998. And featuring everyone's favorite members of the Thunderbolts. We got Atlas. We got Mach 1. We got Moonstone. We got Songbird. We got the Fixer. And of course, we have the most popular and the most famous member. We have Citizen V. All of everyone's favorite Thunderbolts characters right here in one volume. I think we all know how popular Citizen V has become. Speaking of Furret, your little sister Bella is not into Pokemon at all, but she saw a lot of the Furret walking meme. She was shocked when you casually mentioned that it was a Pokemon she didn't know. Oh, really? You thought that was the Mo. No, that's Citizen V. What's up, Transition Maker? You want a Nova movie so badly? So do I. So I've been talking off and on the last few months about the Thunderbolts movie and how I was excited to see it, but I really had no expectations going into it because it wasn't really based off of any comics. This is kind of what I'm talking about. This was the original Thunderbolts team. Not a single one of them have anything to do with any of the characters they had in the movie. And there's been several iterations of the Thunderbolts team, and none of them have really had anything to do with the characters that were in the movie. The closest is that the last 2 iterations, I think, of the Thunderbolts have been led by Winter Soldier, but it's so recent that I'm pretty convinced that they had Winter Soldier lead those teams in the comics because they knew the movie was coming out. You know, one of those things where they adapt the comics to fit the movie. Pick your Mexican lunch dish. You got to go with fajitas, man. Get some fajitas. You wish Stephen Wen was a Sentry? That would be pretty cool. You got the 2-star Mallow. Congratulations, Slowpoke. And Loops, I know what you're saying. I just didn't want to drop any spoilers in the chat. But yes. No spoilers for a 30-year-old comic book. Or 28-year-old comic book. Your poor wallet. Well, okay, get 2 soft shell tacos from Taco Bell. What do you want me to do? You want me to pick out something yummy for you, or do you want me to pick out something cheap for you? Just give me the priorities here. Get a Doritos Locos Taco. It was like $5, $7, $9 boxes the Taco Bell does are actually pretty good. They fill me up. Thank you for the 36 likes. I appreciate y'all. Sigmar, really hope they go somewhere with this version of Bullseye now in the Daredevil series. You think he's a really underappreciated villain? Wait a second. I'm glad you said that, Loops, because I just realized I was so caught up in so many of the other things going on in the season finale of Daredevil, I totally forgot about Bullseye. Gotta snag that totem sticker. Well, you guys know I'm like soft resetting, right? Are you really that bothered by it? Okay, alright. Fine, I will placate you. I've collected 1 totem sticker. That's the first sticker I've collected in this game. Now I'm a little bothered because I went from having 0 stickers in the entire game playthrough to now having 1. I hope you're happy. Welcome to the addiction. I mean, I've done the totem stickers before. I mean, I've played through these games so many times. I just didn't bother with it during this playthrough. No shiny. Welcome back to the addiction. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry, how's your reading coming along? You're behind a screen and guess the plush. What was the answer? It was Whooper. I don't know why he's going backwards. But it was Whooper. He's played a relatively small role for most of the show, but when he's on screen, he's usually your favorite part of it. Yeah, he does a great job. I wasn't sure about him when he first showed up in Daredevil Season 3. I wasn't sure about the casting, but they've really convinced me. Except for the Punisher, of course, but that's a given, of course. Gotta go. All right, Big Cheese, thank you so much for being here. Sadly, been preoccupied. Probably get back to it on Friday once finals are officially done. I can't believe you're putting your college finals as a higher priority than reading comic books. It's like I don't even know who you are. No, I'm teasing. You're doing the right thing. Thank you so much for streaming here. You're very welcome, Big Cheese. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. You'd rather be reading? I'm glad some people still like to read. And we are just one sub away from our sub goal for the day. And just one sub away from reaching the beautiful number of 2,095. I can't do it. Only you can do it. And you know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. You got to hit that subscribe button and get us to 2095. You wish Aerodactyl's wings didn't bend the way they do. Mega Aerodactyl is much better. They are weird bendies. You're certainly right about that. Creeping 2.1k. I know. Oh my gosh, we did it. Thank you. If that was you that got us to 2095, getting us to our sub goal for the day, please let me know so I can say thank you. And then we got this Pelipper just flapping its wings right in front of us too, trying to steal the spotlight. We're so close to 2099. I didn't even think about that, Airy. When we hit 2099, should we just have like a big Miguel party? Oh, also, Hefty Dad sent some presents up with Hefty Mom yesterday. I almost forgot about this. And he just made this. I didn't ask for it. I didn't know anything about it until he mentioned yesterday. Danger is my name. Thank you so much for the sub, bringing us up to that 2095. Really appreciate you. Yeah, my dad just set this up. It's Urban Deadpool. He's just chilling in his hoodie. Just being Deadpool. I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of ignore the current Spider-Man run because Paul sucks, but you've recently seen that Agent Venom's involved in it now, so you have to read it. Paul hasn't really been in the run for quite a while, Loops, if it means anything to you. Like, I think Paul might have like appeared in like briefly in maybe 5 or 6 Spider-Man comics in the last couple of years. Why'd you think that was Darth Maul? I could see it. I could see it. I think Paul is going to appear a lot more in the all-new Venom series moving forward. But yeah, he like after that initial big storyline with Paul and Mary Jane that everyone was upset about, they just kind of like swept Paul under the rug. Dark Maul. My Maul's dark. Mighty Munchkin, you gotta go. All right, good to have you here, Mighty Munchkin. Have a great rest of your day. More involved than what I see online. No, Loops, it's one of those things where like people are so upset about it, they literally post every single panel that he's in, when all those panels combined probably make up like 3 or 4 comics. Isn't he linked to MJ becoming the new Venom? Okay, so I mean, now that that secret's out of the bag, that Venom, the current Venom is Mary Jane, he's involved because the two of them are living together. He doesn't, as far as I know, I think the new issue's coming out next week. Or maybe, no, it came out this week and I didn't read it yet. I don't know how, if any way, Paul is linked to her being Venom, but because she is Venom, she's going to, or he's going to appear in the comic. That wasn't Darth Maul, Jerry. No, it wasn't. How long on average does it take to get the shiny Aerodactyl? Well, this hunt is a 1 in 4096 chance of being shiny. So that's kind of the average amount of checks that you're looking at. However, that doesn't mean it's guaranteed. It could be the next check. It could be 10,000 checks. So we don't know exactly how long we're going to be here looking for it. Allie, what's going on? Or Ali, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've seen that happen a lot in the comic book community, like particularly like on Reddit, where there's like some controversial character or storyline going on, and so then they just like hate post all these, screenshots of it, and it turns out that the entirety of what they're complaining about was like one issue or maybe like 2 or 3 issues total. But the way that they talk about it make it seem like that's like the long-term focus of what the comic book is. How long I've been trying to hunt for the shiny Pokemon? For about an hour today and about half an hour last Sunday. So we've been hunting for it for about an hour and a half. So not too long. Still early on. If we don't get it today, which the likelihood is we will not, tomorrow we will be dual hunting for it in this game and in Pokemon Shield. My prediction was direct Derek Carr retired. That must have been an incredibly strong prediction on my part. Oh yeah. Yep, that was my prediction. You got a command idea for me? Then why don't you just do it in Jerry and surprise me? Rip Indra, welcome back. It's so rare I get a surprise nowadays. I feel like surprises are a lot more common when you're a kid. And that sub count is now up to 2096. If that was you, thank you so much. Getting us one closer to that beautiful number of 2099. Oh, and another one, 2097. Only two away. You were here when I started getting Latios and Latios. Nice. Well, we did end up getting both of those last Sunday, along with an Altaria. It was a crazy day. 3 shiny Pokemon for the challenge in one stream. It was wild. You'll need help curating the list. Okay. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about Jerry. 2097. That's insane. Thank you guys so much. What ones are left? This is it. This is the last one. We got the Audino earlier on the stream. We got the Audino about an hour ago. So all we have left is Aerodactyl, and we're all caught up. So at this point, once we get the Aerodactyl, we're done for now. If over the course of the summer, leading up to the release of Pokemon ZA, if they start, dropping some directs or some trailers showing off additional Mega Evolutions of previous Pokemon, we will add those to the challenge. But this is it. Chance of getting a shiny. Chance of getting a shiny here. This gift Pokemon Aerodactyl in Ultra Sun is 1 in 4096. Honestly, I might just raid the comic book store in town for the next few weeks because you're very behind on everything. Yeah, that's gonna get expensive though. Loops, have you looked into Marvel Unlimited? If you like comic books and there's some stuff you want to catch up on, that might be a better way to go if you're not worried about um, having the physical product and you just want to read. It is full odds. It's straight up full odds in this generation. The odds could not possibly get worse in this game. But that's okay. The resets are fairly quick, and starting tomorrow, we'll be dual hunting it. Thank you, Jerry, for editing that command. First time here of it. So, Loops, it's like kind of like imagine Netflix, but instead of streaming movies and television shows, you're streaming comic books. Now, there is a little bit of a delay. I think they're typically maybe 4 months behind. So like after a comic is like 4 months old, then it will be added to the catalog. At least that's how it was years ago. I don't know if that's still the case. I mean, you can buy the current comics, but if you want them included in the membership for no additional cost, then like it takes a few months for them to become available. But it's a nice, easy way to get caught up on comic books or as caught up as you can. It's it's like $9 a month or something like that. And there's currently, or at least last week, um, there was a promo going on because of Daredevil Born Again that you got, I think it was like 40 or 50% off for the first 2 months. So like I spent like $5. You hear I have Hefty Mom working here. I have no idea what she's doing. I'm just hearing noise, Hefty Dad. I haven't seen her since I started stream. I don't know what she's got going on. Well, bash my boulders like I'm your cobblestone concubine. What's your favorite rock type Pokemon, Handsome Hefty? Fart Inhaler Slam Poetry. Great question. My favorite rock type Pokemon. is probably Tyrantrum. What is yours? Mom doing yard work while Sim plays video games. Some things never change. Look, she didn't talk to me about it. I did show off Urban Deadpool, but I'll show it off again, Hefty Dad. Here he is, just chilling in his hoodie. Got his kicks on, just being a G. I don't know what she's doing. She doesn't ask me things. She doesn't tell me things. I was like, all right, I'm going to go start streaming now. And she says, okay. And then I don't hear from her for 2 hours. I just hear noises going on in the house. I don't know what's happening. That wasn't meant to be offensive. I know. I'm just saying. It wasn't directed at you, Shinies. It was more directed at me. I don't know. Solid choice. You love the OG right on. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, didn't happen. Okay. I just wondering how funny it is that your mom is working hard while her deadbeat son plays Pokemon on his Nintendo. Yeah. Yeah, not offensive at all, Shinies. Ever reset by accident after getting Shiny? I have a couple of times, Serotics. The first time was on Latias. I've been hunting for Latias for a couple of days, and by that time, I just had the muscle memory down so much that when I encountered the Pokemon, I basically just immediately reset the game before even checking, and I saw the yellow as it was resetting, and I was sad, and I was devastated, and I pitied myself for about 5 minutes, and then I got back on the saddle, and the next day it's shown again. So I did reclaim that. I've also accidentally soft reset on 2 shiny Regice. When I was trying to go to the home screen on the 3DS, I hit the wrong button. Shiny Mewtwo and a Heart Gold. Oh my gosh, John, that's heartbreaking. I am so sorry to hear that. Because that's a 1 in 8192. Oof. We are just 5 likes away from the like goal. If you haven't hit that like button yet, I would encourage you to think about that because it would help me in some way that they tell me that the algorithm likes. Haven't tried to reclaim it yet. I don't blame you, John. That would be a rough one. When I restarted over that Latias, I was sad for about 5 minutes before I started it back up. But that was a 1 in 1365 with like a 20-second reset. Like, all things considered, that wasn't a bad fail. If something like that happened to me, I probably would take a long time off too. I don't blame you at all. Chinese, I don't think we ever talked about what I win if I finish this challenge before ZA comes out. Am I just now realizing that we never said that there was going to be a prize? All these months later, I'm realizing that I'm doing this for no reason. That would track. I told you you get to stream on my channel, no questions asked, whatever content you want. No, I meant like something that I would want. Like something that would be like beneficial to me or enjoyable. You failed a shiny legendary. It was your first legendary hunt. Articuno and Ultra Wormholes. Took you about a week solid of 1,000 resets per day, so you were over odds, and then it KO'd itself. Oh no, Ari, that's terrible. Oh, Nick's gonna buy me ZA. That's pretty cool. See, I'm afraid of the pressure though, Shinies. I'm afraid that if I were to stream on your channel, you would just start hemorrhaging viewers and subs. I started tracking their moves and how much PP they've used. Yeah, that's always good to do. It's always good to do, particularly if you're soft resetting for a legendary. Make sure you know what you're walking into. Make sure you know what moves they have. You know, whether they have any self-damaging moves, whether they have any like healing moves. Make sure you track their PP if you're not going to use like a Harvest Leopardberry trick, if that's not available or something, so that you know how close you're getting to it struggling. That's the mark of a pro right there. I can't count the number of shiny fails I've seen on YouTube by streamers and stuff that they don't even take that stuff into consideration, and that's why they have fail videos. Although you could say those fail videos get them more viewership and interest, so maybe the real fail is doing things correctly. You're such a cautious Catherine. I thought you were airy. Are you a risky legendary shiny hunt without a harvest Lepus setup? Because you've been tracking my Nick. You know what? No, that one's on me. I should have known better. I should have read that message in its entirety before starting to read it out loud. Amazing airy. I like that. Amazing airy / cautious Catherine. You'll start streaming just to fail all the shinies. I bet you would get so many subs. You get so many views. Just play terribly. Not shiny. My back's sore. Your dad just reached out to you, apologizing for forgetting your birthday. Well, I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he reached out. I'm surprised we got that Audino so early. Villy, good morning to you, Villy. Hope you're doing well. Vilify Exile is one of the best mods in the game and such a dear friend. For over 2 years, she's been my hug buddy. I gotta update that to 3 years now. There we go. And thank you for the hug, Villy, and the 20 bucks. You've never caught a shiny Pokemon? What Pokemon games do you have? If you're interested, depending on which games you have, I'd be happy to give you some advice on how to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible. I think everyone deserves at least one shiny Pokemon in their life. And what yard work is she doing out there? She's gotta be pulling weeds. Just mowed on Wednesday. Heard I'm the best to ever hunt. No, that's not true. That's not true. I will say, all modesty aside, that I feel like I do know a lot about shiny Pokemon hunting, but I haven't uncovered or discovered anything myself. Everything I know about Pokemon hunting, I've learned from watching other people. I just bought a Switch and Brilliant Diamond. Okay, so if we're talking about Brilliant Diamond, there's a little bit of good news, bad news. The bad news first. If you get something called the Shiny Charm, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. Shiny Charm is something you get for completing the Pokedex, catching one of each Pokemon in the Dex. Or actually, I think in Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Pearl, you only no. Yeah, that's what you need for the Shiny Charm and Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Pearl. You need to have the entire National Dex. That's right. That's right. Typically that increases your shiny odds. In Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, all it does is increase the odds of your eggs being shiny. So that's the bad news. The good news is Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl does have a method of getting a shiny Pokemon, which has some of the best odds in the entire franchise. You can get the odds down to 1 in 100. And that's using something called Poke Radar. It is available post game, and basically what you do is you use your Poke Radar. 4 patches of grass will start rustling around. You want to go to the patch furthest away from you, which would be 4 tiles away. Catch that Pokemon. When after you catch, you go back out into the overworld. There should be 4 more tiles. Rinse and repeat. If you get up to a chain of 40, the odds will drop to 1 in 100. And since there's 4 patches of grass, basically every time you reset the Poke Radar, there will be a 1 in 25 chance that one of those Pokemon will be shiny. Now, the only trick to it is there is a random 7% chance that at any point the chain could break. So it can lead to some frustration. But if you get some luck, if you get a long enough chain, it's a real good way of getting not just a shiny, but if that chain continues, you can get an entire shiny line. Like if you're doing Poke Radar hunt for Nidoran, you can get Nidoran, Nidorino, and Nidoking all in a row. Um, Tyler, what's going on? Good to see you. Enjoy the lurks while you play some Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Poke Radar so fun. In my experience of shiny hunting, Poke Radar in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl has the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. It feels so good when you get that chain up to like 38, 39, and you see that shiny, sparkling patch of grass. It feels so good. On the other hand, it's nothing is more devastating than to get to a chain of 39, catching a Pokemon, and when you get back out into the overworld, the chain has randomly ended. That's a terrible feeling. Diamond VR, what's going on? Beat Hornet and Hollow Knight. Good luck on that. I picked up Hollow Knight last year. I played for a bit. I think I beat either 2 or 3 bosses. And I haven't had time to pick it up recently. It is a really fun game. I get what the whole hype is about it. I understand why everybody loves it. And there are certain parts that are definitely harder than I expected. I need to get back into that game sometime. Jerry loves Poke Radar. Jerry's actually been doing some Gen 6 Poke Radar lately and making me all salty that he seems to do it with no problem when I've only ever successfully completed 1 Poke Radar hunt in Gen 6. And I will give 25 hefty cool points. 25 hefty cool points to whoever can figure out what the one Gen 6 X and Y shiny was I got via Poke Radar. You name the Pokemon I got shiny via Poke Radar in X and Y, I will give you 25 hefty cool points. Double Spinning Edge art on Rex and Xenoblade 2, the worst art in that weapon kit. Double Spinning Edge art on Rex and Xenoblade 3, future redeemed. It go burr. Ooh, nice. Not Pansear. It's not Mewtwo. Shiny Cornholio coming right out the gate with the correct answer. It was, in fact, Skiddo. Skiddo was the one Poke Radar hunt next to Y that I successfully completed. Not the only one I've attempted, just the only one that I've completed. And about 3 months later, they announced Scarlet and Violet and showed off the fact that they had Skiddo in the overworld. And when the big names got to playtest Scarlet and Violet, and Joe from Cerebi got to playtest it, and he saw and confirmed an overworld shiny. Who remembers what the overworld shiny was? Honestly, I can't remember if it was Skiddo or Go-Goat. It was one of the two. And I was like, great. I'm glad I spent so much time Poke Radaring for Skiddo. And it's literally the first confirmed overworld shiny in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, it was Skiddo. Who's better, Pelipper or Noctowl? Ooh, good question, Rox DX Seebeck. I'd have to, like, I think battle-wise, it's got to be Pelipper. But just like coolness factor, I like Noctowl more. But I think Pelipper is more versatile in actually playing the game. Yeah, Pelipper can have Drizzle, which is very sick. I think it's got more playability, but I like the design and the overall vibe of Noctowl more. I thought it was so cool though when Gold and Silver came out and Noctowl was like a flying normal type that could learn psychic moves. Drizzle Weather Ball combo, oh yeah. And Pelipper carrying all the Zygarde DAs, right, with the wide guard. You believe you were there for that one? What, when I got the Skiddo? Hey, we hit our like goal. We need a new like goal. Can we get a like goal of 55, please? Zorua, yep. All we got left is the Aerodactyl. Last Sunday, we got Latios, Latios, and Altaria all in the same stream. It was absolutely insane. And then within the first hour of today's stream, we got the Audino. Villy, thank you for the like goal. I only played till Gen 3, so your knowledge of Pokemon Battle and Dynamics. Go away, message pin notification. I did not progress. Now there's so many moves, Pokemon attributes, etc. It's hard to follow. Prisoner of the past. I understand that. I've literally played every generation, and I've never been big into competitive battling. So I usually just talk out my butt about that stuff. Like everything I know about competitive battling, which is very little, is solely based off of what I've heard other people say. Because as you probably would imagine, as you might remember, and it's still the case today, when it comes to actually playing the game, actually completing the base game, single player, there's not much knowledge you need for battling other than just like, what's super effective against what. You don't really need to get into any complicated strategies. So that's how I've always played the games, just kind of brute force it. And then I hear people talk about all these really cool strategies. I'm like, dang, that's pretty awesome. Okay. All right, we got 2 new commands. One of them is Sunkern. All right, Jerry, can you do me a favor? If we're going to have the Sunkern command, just so people will stop giving me grief, can you go in there and edit the one so that says Sunflora and not Sunfloor? Sunkern is found using Poké Radar Route 204 in Diamond Pearl, Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. It is a Poké Radar exclusive. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for the Lurks Transition Maker. Yeah, not Sunfloor, not here, not now, not today, Slowpoke. Goodness gracious, I've never been so embarrassed about a typo in my life. And in ChemStream, where every other message is someone making a series of typos, I felt attacked. I felt brutalized. And then I felt confused, trying to figure out how I accidentally hit the E button instead of the A button when they're so far apart from each other. Rain, good morning, my dear. How are you? I don't know who Kim is, but I was talking about ChemStream. Rain, we got the Audino in 69 checks this morning. So now we're working on Aerodactyl, the last shiny I need for this challenge. Did you play some... Did you play video games last night? I don't know why I'm blanking. It's such a simple game name. Red Eye Jedi, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good morning to you. Audino's such a good Pokemon. It is. I really like the purple on the shiny. Overwatch. Overwatch. That's what it is. I can't want to say Fortnite, but I knew it wasn't Fortnite. Did you play any Overwatch last night? You're up so early, I have to assume you didn't. I just realized we're over 10% of the way to odds already. That's pretty neat. No Overwatch last night. You jumped on only to buy the Gundam collab, but that was it. They got a Gundam collab now. That's pretty cool. Speaking of jumping on to buy, I had something kind of funny happen last night. So I got home and I knew Hefty Mom was on her way here. I knew she was about an hour out, so I finished, sprucing up everything in the guest room for her. And I turned the TV on, and that TV hasn't been turned on in like a year. This is the last time she was here. I wanted to make sure everything looked good. I wanted to remind myself how to use it so I could remind her how to use it. And it turns out this crappy little TV I had in the guest room, the audio stopped working. Just volume didn't work. No sound could come out of it. I reset a few times. I tried a few different apps. I unplugged it, plugged it back in. I unplugged it, let it sit for half an hour, took it into a different room, plugged it in, no audio, so it's just dead. So I took the TV from my bedroom and put it into hers. And I was like, well, now I got to buy another TV for myself. And I got on Walmart's website and took a look and found a 40-inch 4K TV for $124. And so I said, yes, please. And I purchased it. It's going to be delivered today. Free delivery. James, the Catboy, welcome on in. You got a new Switch Lite. Congratulations. Have I completed every Pokedex? Yes, I've completed every Pokedex. I have not completed every shiny Pokedex in every game. But yeah, I have completed all the Pokedexes. Upcoming Street Fighter 6 collab on the 20th as well. Oh my goodness, that's pretty awesome. You're getting Scarlet and Violet this Monday. That's going to be amazing, James. I hope you enjoy it so much. James, do you know who your starter is going to be? Have you made that decision yet? Fuecoco or Sprigatito. Either option, very good choice. James, we got the Audino within the first hour, so now we're just down to the Aerodactyl. That's all that's left. Hmm. Anybody here have a lot of knowledge about Pokemon Let's Go? Like specifically shiny hunting fossils in Pokemon Let's Go? So you started cleaning out your desk and found the wrapper for an Evolving Cries pack. Literally didn't even know you opened Evolving Cries. How long ago did that set come out? I'm not even familiar with that name. Oh, Evolving Skies. Okay, I have heard of Evolving Skies, but I'm not sure how long ago that set came out. Evolving Cries is accurate. Does that have bad pulls? Favorite gym leader? It's gotta be Larry. I know it's kind of a basic answer, but I'm kind of a basic guy, like Larry. I think as a guy that's middle-aged, working a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, I can just really relate to Larry and his vibe. Mhm. Larry's from Gen 9. He's in the Scarlet and Violet games. James likes Melanie. Oh, Evolving Skies is the one that has the Moonbryon. Okay, I am aware of the Moonbryon. I believe my friend Game Boy has a Moonbryon. I know he really wanted to get that one. I believe he did. Chuck or Giovanni for you? Those are good choices. Larry, the exceptional everyman. That's right. I love Larry. Not shiny. Come on, let me see them blue wings. Oh, Jerry, I am intrigued by this command. Jerry picked up a new comic featuring Taskmaster. Ooh, I hope it was Avengers 194, his first appearance. Better design Tentacruel or Cloyster? I prefer the design of Tentacruel. And that's about as in-depth as I'm going to get with that question. But I prefer the design of Tentacruel. Guys, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go check on Hefty Mom, try and figure out what the heck she's doing. No, not 192, 194. All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. That was Taskmaster's first appearance, Shinies. Actually, we were both wrong. I will tell you, Shinies, we were both wrong. The cameo was in 195, and then 196 was his first full appearance. You made it cooler. Nice. I like cooler. Well, which color is Shiny Aerodactyl? So the body will go from gray to purple, and the wings will go from purple to blue. Oh, and guys, I found her. If you want to say hi, here's Hefty Mom visiting for the week. Everyone wanted to see ya.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, there it is. She was outside pulling weeds. I didn't ask her to do it. That's just what she wanted to do.
I am weed woman.
Yep,
Okay, just one more to go.
that's right. We're on the last one.
All right. Will he
Yep.
make it?
Hopefully.
Hopefully he will.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you get back to it.
All righty. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Good luck, Hefty.
Thank you.
And everybody who has a mother, remember, happy Mother's Day tomorrow.
That's right.
Bye.
She was very excited to say hi to all you guys. I think she just got caught up in the weeds and forgot that I was streaming. Also, the TV already arrived. I was not expecting that, but I went outside to see if she was out there, and the TV was on the front porch. I ordered that thing 14 hours ago. All right, let's take this up to, I think we're going to take this up to 500 today. I think 500 is a good number to end on. And we should be back tomorrow and taking Mom out for brunch early, so we should still it should still be the regular time. If it is delayed a little bit, I will send a message in the Discord. Villager Moonbryon from the Salamence tin in Walgreens. That's awesome. Let me see. Let me see what I got at the comic book store. $20.98 on that sub count. If that was you that just subbed, please let me know so I can say thank you. Oh, that's not the right command. Comic. Not shiny. What am I getting from the comic store? Picked up a new comic featuring Loki. First appearance, Journey into Mystery 86, I think. No way I'm ever getting a copy of that, though. Way too expensive. I can't believe Shiny's pranked me so good. Actually, I can. Shiny's pranks me pretty good a lot. 777 views on the stream. That's pretty awesome. That's a good number. Oh, now it's higher. All right, come on, Shiny. We are just one sub away from that beautiful number 2099. Ari promised me a Miguel party if we get the 2099. That's shiny. Send me the better version. It's too long for me to add it. Okay, I will. Actually, I can add it now. I can add it now. Oop, sorry, I just hit everything all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. Okay, we should be good to go now. What do you plan to do after you get the last shiny? So after we get this last one, we will be starting a Nuzlocke in Ultra Sun. A new comic featuring Iceman versus Bishop. That's got to be Uncanny X-Men 282. Technically. We will be starting a Nuzlocke in Ultra Sun. Not a shiny Nuzlocke, although if we see any shinies, that'd be pretty awesome. But just a Nuzlocke. What starter? Good question. So the way we're going to have set up is I'm going to have a wheel set up. 30% of the wheel is going to be Rowlet. 30% of the wheel is going to be Litten. 30% of the wheel is going to be Poplio. 5% of the wheel is going to be my choice, and 5% of the wheel is going to be chat's choice. So what we'll be doing is on the first stream, as I'm starting the stream and starting up the game, there will be a poll in the chat. And if it does land on chat's choice, whoever is winning the poll, that's what we're going to pick. Never done Nuzlocke? You're a filthy casual. I have started several Nuzlocks on my own. I've never completed one because I've lost interest, and I've certainly never done one on stream. So this is going to be interesting. I don't expect that I will finish it on the first attempt. But if there's one thing I do know about Nuzlocks from watching people like Pokemon Challenges, is that when you do your first Nuzlocke, something to keep in mind is to try to Nuzlocke a game you're already very familiar with. And out of all the Pokemon games, other than arguably something in Kanto, I'm most familiar with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And yes, I am nervous about the Ultra Necrozma, but I'm hoping we can get a good Toxic style Pokemon at some point during the run and not lose too many characters. Pokemon Challenges is the GOAT. He's an awesome dude. Him and I probably had the complete opposite personality. And his least favorite Pokemon of all time is also my favorite Pokemon of all time. But he's just so dang smart and so dang funny. You played Nuzlocke so you lose your favorite Pokemon, then you just play the game normally. That's a lot of what happens with me, too. Counter it with a Lycanroc, does that work? Well, I mean, that might be a strategy if we are lucky enough to get a Rockruff. Cheese it with Zorua, if we're lucky enough to get a Zorua. Because remember, that's a big thing with this Nuzlocke, right? We can come up with a million different strategies on how to take down the Ultra Necrozma, but ultimately it's going to depend on who's on the team by the time we get there. Some of those totems are going to be a little brutal as well. I think there's a non-zero chance that we get bodied by either the first or second totem. Put a Alolan Stunfisk on the team. Eric, you know I am going straight to Route 485 that has a 100% spawn rate of Alolan Stunfisk. And that is going to carry our team. We might even evolve into Stunfrisk, depending on if we can find the light board. We need the light board for Alolan Stunfisk to evolve into Stunfrisk. $500th check. Not shiny. That one, or that was 501st. That one faster than I thought. Let's take it up to 525. We'll go to 525. I keep forgetting how quick these resets are. Even at, having to spam A through the dialogue. These are pretty quick resets. Actually, never complete Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. You have no idea how strong Ultra Necrozma is. It can be pretty strong. It's got some good stats, and it has dragon and psychic moves. It can be pretty powerful. I mean, the best, and I think it has one non-dragon, non-psychic, because I think it can hurt Mimikyu, but, or no, wait, Mimikyu's not dark. Yeah, there is no Dark Fairy until Gen 8. But Mimikyu's a good one because of its ability. It can get off a Toxic and survive a couple turns. Ale Hoopa Ring. What? Platinum Eterna Hunt's killing you right now. You got Pokerus before Dang Shiny. That's crazy. What's my favorite shiny Pokemon? Ultra Sun. I am surprised. You surprised me so good, Ari. My favorite shiny in Ultra Sun is actually also my favorite shiny of all time, and that would be Shiny Stuffle. Jerry picked up a new comic featuring Moonstar versus Professor X. I think the only time that would have happened would be in a New Mutants comic. I don't remember them ever having beef with each other, though. I like this, Jerry. I like this. You've earned your pay today, Jerry. You've earned your mod pay. Hoopa can talk? I didn't know that. Yeah, I haven't seen the Hoopa movie. Has anyone put Hoopa Unbound in Scarlet and Violet yet? I did, and I was shocked at how huge that Pokemon is. You got the immersive Giratina in your first pack. Shinies, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I still don't have Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, or Arceus, or Guzma. Or as YouTube autocorrect likes to say, Guzman. I love how many people have talked about getting the Luis Guzman immersive card lately. He's a big, and he's super big. He's like the biggest that ever bigged. You got Giratina from Shining Fates or whatever? Nice. You're back, but you lost your credit card. Uh-oh, Coles. That's not good. Did you cancel it and have them send you a new one? Yes? Good. Good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start saying thank yous now, because otherwise I'm going to forget. First off, I want to thank the 10 new subs that we got today. You guys are incredible. Kiro with the $20 dono. Shiny037 with the 6 months of membership. Alley Cat with the 1 month. And also Alley Cat gifting 5 memberships. That's pretty dang awesome. You were at a con last Saturday. How was it? Pokemon MyGo. I'm doing well. How you doing? Check 517 was not shiny. Sag. Can't wait to buy a bagel. You're going to be lucky to get a bagel, Jerry. What color shiny Aerodactyl again? The body turns from gray to purple, and the underside of the wings turn from purple to blue. Like that, but different. Cosplaying as Engineer from TF2. Sweet. Also, I want to say thank you to all the mods. Always doing incredible work here. You guys run this chat so smoothly. Not that there is much to smooth out, because everyone here is just incredible and wonderful. You also planned out your ZA team already. My goodness gracious. Already. All I've done is plan my starter. Chat is swag. The swaggiest there ever was. And we almost hit our, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. We almost hit our 5th like goal of the day, too. Which is pretty awesome. Shiny. We'll keep going for a little bit longer. I forget, like I just said, I forget how quick these resets are, and immediately forgot how quick these resets are. Just 2 more for 2100. That's true. You named your Minecraft world Swag City. That does not surprise me. I love it. We'll go to 550. Final answer 550 is where we're going to. Hopefully the housing market's pretty good there. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you find out how the housing market is in Swag City area, let Jerry know. He might want to move in right away. It's a really pretty place. I like that she didn't give any prices. How are the schools? Good question. Got to think ahead. That's smart, Jerry. You're asking all the right questions. The schools are swag. Team you planned out is Tepig, Ralts, Frostlass, Magnemite, Phalanx, and Binacle. Nice. My goodness gracious, Ari. Prices right rules. I bid 551. Ooh, I like this. Bidding on houses in Swag City. Come on, shiny. Oh my gosh, we hit 2099. Ari, we hit 2099. If you just subbed, please let me know so both Ari and I can say thank you that we had that sub count up to 2099. That means Ari and I are going to have a Miguel party later. Miguel, you're beloved. Oh no, Jerry went with 552. How could you do that to Rain? Poor Rain. We can celebrate in Discord as you show me your Minecraft house. You should. We should. We can do that. I'm getting hungry. That's what it's going to sound like during the Miguel party. Guess we should go for 575. Maybe we can hit 600. Can we hit 600 in the next 10 minutes? No, surely that's not possible. Surely it's not possible to do 55 checks in 10 minutes. Won't know unless we try. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? We'll take it at 600. You bet your house on it. Your house in Swag City that is worth at least $552. All right. All right. 600 Pog. We got to do 52 checks in 9 minutes. Shiny Cornholio gifting a membership and John getting it. Thank you so much, Shiny Cornholio. Can we please get some hype in the chat for Shiny Cornholio? He didn't have to do that, but he did. And that's awesome. $552 green M&Ms. Where do you get 552 green M&Ms this time on a Saturday morning? Who's your M&M guy, Jerry? I need their number. Shiny Cornholio gifting another membership. This one going out to Poke Ranger. My goodness gracious. Shiny Cornholio, you're just too generous. I'm hungry. Your M&M guy is none other than M&M. I mean, if you're going to have an M&M guy, you might as well go with the best. It was, Ari. It was. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm Batman. But seriously, I am hungry. I am inevitable. And I am sleepy. All right, what am I going to pick up at the comic book store today? Airy. Invincible. What about it? What's the status? I haven't had a chance to read any more this week. I watched episode 4 of season 1, and there were things happening in that episode that happened like 25 issues into the series. So I decided that no, I got to read at least through issue 50 before I keep going with the series. Do I keep track of how many resets I've done? Yep. That 561 you see in the bottom corner, like all the way down on this side of the screen. That is how many checks we've done. Saint Fish and Invincible season 3. I mean, I've heard season 3 is great. Here I am just buying M&M's from Walmart instead of M&M himself. Scammed, right, Rain? I can't believe Jerry's been keeping that secret this whole time. Yeah, it might be a little bit hard to see because I know like the chat's on top of it, but yeah, bottom right of the screen if you're on mobile, that's where the counter is. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read the whole series, Ari, because that's gonna be a lot. That's like 24 total books. But I do have up through and including book 10 now. So that I think takes me through issue 53, so I should be good to at least finish the first season after that. You were kind of joking. I know, but I kind of wasn't. The thought had crossed my mind. But no, I gotta get back into it. I'm enjoying the show so far. I'm just being really annoyingly particular because I favor the comic medium more than I do the television adaptation medium. Um, in general, I'm just being annoyingly particular about not wanting anything from the comic series to be spoiled for me in the TV show. I want to read the source material before I see it adapted to animation. So I know I'm frustrating a lot of people with the slowest watch of a TV show ever, but that's how she is. Like, for anyone that's watched season 1 of Invincible, like, I'll give you an example. For example, the episode where Mark um, like goes to Mars with the astronauts to keep them safe. That episode, that was like issue 25 in the comics. That's like book 4. As a comparison, uh, in the comic books, that takes place 3 books, I think, 2 or 3 books after the big fight at the end of season 1. Like, I know how season 1 of Invincible ends, and that big battle, that takes place like 10, 15 issues before the trip to Mars. So I'm like, okay, they're reordering all sorts of different things, so there's a really good chance they're going to drop something in the show before I read it if I just keep watching the show. All right, we got 24 checks left. I can't believe we're almost at 600 checks. I keep forgetting how fast these checks are. Jerry, have you noticed how fast these checks are? You love that show? I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I don't want anyone to get the wrong opinion. I'm really enjoying what I've seen so far. The first 4 episodes have been great. And in my opinion, they've been fantastic adaptations of the comic. It is really good. It's a good show. I see what all the hype is about. Absolutely. Man, you forget how fast these resets are? That's what I'm saying, Jerry. And I've heard different things about the animation style, particularly for the first season. I've heard that there are some people that don't like the animation style of the first season, but that gets better in later seasons. And that's cool. But for me, I love the animation style of the first season. I think it does a great job of matching the look of the comics. Why do I hate Torchic and Mudkip? Because Trico is just incredible. What sort of nonsense are you saying, Ari? You know better than that. Spook the Tune, what's going on? Good to see ya. You been scaring up some tunes lately? Oh my gosh, Clothzilla coming here and scaring me. All right, what's Jerry getting in the comic store today? A new comic featuring Deadpool versus Ant-Man. That would be a good comic. I know, Ari. I know you were. I was playing along. I am doing well, Cloth. I hope you are too. All right, what's Loose picking up at the comic store? I know, Ari. Sometimes my humor is just too dumb that it gets overlooked. I don't blame you for not getting that because sometimes I'm pretty dumb. Uh-oh, why isn't Loops getting a comic? What's the cooldown on that? The cooldown might be really long. Let me check. Your sciatic nerves acting up? I'm sorry to hear that. Oh yeah, there's a 30-second cooldown on that. Let's change it to... Let's change it to 5. Sorry about that, Loops. Loops, if you want to give it another try. You missed when Ant-Man was a well-written character in the MCU. First Ant-Man movie was really good. Second one was aight. Loops picked up a new comic featuring Vision versus Cable. That would be an interesting battle right there. Same, your humor's pretty bad. I'm with you. I'm with you, Spook the Tune. Yeah, that would be a fun fight. You're a little too neurodivergent. Understand that your friends aren't actually mad at you. Ari, I literally have never been mad at you once in my life. If that helps. And I promise you that if on the very rare chance that it ever does happen, I am adult enough to let you know. I'll just let you know straight up, like, hey, Ari, that thing that you did hurt my feelings, and now I'm angry. But I don't see that ever happening. What's John Strucker's Audi got going on today? Your Audi has never seen a single Marvel movie. How fitting. How fitting to what we're talking about right now. You do a lot of bothering, a lot. You got to cover your bases. I've never felt like you've been bothering me. I've never felt bothered. There have been times that you've DM'd me where I haven't been in a position that I could respond right away, but that's completely different from being bothered. The command was listening. Does Vision no diff Cable, or am I really underestimating Cable? Well, I mean, Cable does have the telekinesis, which and the telepathy, which I'm not sure how. I guess telepathy wouldn't really work on Vision, but the telekinesis would definitely work. I'm not saying it would be like a 50-50 shot, but I think it would be I think it would be a fun fight to watch. That's not what I am when you mention Amon. It's when you now it's when you mention Hoopa. That's what I am. All right, last 4 checks. Completely forgot he has his powers. Well, a lot of times, Cable's telekinesis is busy holding together or holding back the techno-organic virus. It's busy holding that at bay. That he doesn't use his telekinesis unless he absolutely has to, because if he does use the telekinesis, then he loses control over the techno-organic virus and it can spread. What's the smallest Ant-Man can go? Is it an ant or like micron? Micron. That was the 600th check. I didn't even realize it. Oh my goodness gracious. I forget how fast these checks are. Guys, that's it. That's the end. We've reached the end of the stream. 600 checks on the Aerodactyl. No shiny yet, but it's 149.6 hunt. So honestly, I wasn't really expecting it. We did get the Audino though today. So that means we only have one shiny Loops. Loops, I love that message. That's a great message. That's probably the best use of emojis I've seen in a long time. Yeah, we will be back tomorrow. Moosin, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for lurking. We will be back tomorrow. It should be the regular time. I'm planning on taking Hefty Mom out for Mother's Day breakfast before stream. If for some reason I got to move it back, I will let you guys know in the Discord. But we will be streaming tomorrow. Should be regular time. Slight possibility that it could be delayed just a little bit. But guys, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your Saturday. Make sure you go watch Chem Nation eat a disgusting pizza in an hour and a half. I'll try and be there for at least a little bit. I want to see that first bite. But take care of yourselves. Do something nice for someone today just because it's the right thing to do and for no other reason. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care and bye-bye.